I didn't grow up healthy. Okay. So I had a lot of health problems personally. And that's what I think led me down the road of being in health and fitness. I also grew up, I was always athletic, but I was overweight. And I was kind of like the cute, chubby girl, And so I had a weight problem not as a child, but through whatever reasons we won't get into through my teens and whatever I did. And I got into health and fitness, and it changed my life because it changed the way people treated me. It changed my self-esteem, obviously, changed my life, and it changed, most importantly, my health. When I was younger, I had a lot of problems, but I mean, they even wanted to put a pacemaker in me when I was in my 20s, and I had issues. But I educated myself, and because I didn't accept that, that's not the life I wanted, and it just didn't make sense to me. So I went down the natural route, and I hate calling it the alternative route. It's not. It's actually the real route. It is the normal route, way before conventional medicine, right? I mean, It was the first. And wow, I mean, completely turned everything around for me. So now, 30 years later, being in health and fitness as a holistic professional, I can say I've never felt better. I am so grateful for learning from so many of my teachers and mentors how to get back to balance our body, mind, and spirit, because they all go together. You can't access your spirit and your higher self when your body aches and when your body doesn't work right. This is our vehicle. This is like an antenna that we are receiving information from the universe. And if our antenna is broken or dusty or dirty or whatever, right, it can't pick up the right information. And, so I have cultivated in my 30 years search, because I wanted to have that life. I wanted to feel good. I mean, I went through that stupid period when I did it for vanity and all of that, like probably all of us did, when I did some modeling and all that stuff. And I got caught up in all of it, I will admit. But I'm so glad I'm older and wiser now to know, like, it's really looking good is wonderful and it's important, but it's about your expression and your energy, and feeling good is what really makes you look good. Because let me tell you, Eric, I lived in Miami when I was doing modeling and all that stuff. I went on shoots, casting calls. I was in commercials, all that stuff. There'd be a room full of models. And I hate to say it, but I never saw a room full of such miserable people in my life that were so self-absorbed and all that stuff. So it is just the shell. It is just the packaging. And truly, our beauty, our essence comes through in our energy, which I also feel incorporates itself or expresses itself physically as well. In our skin. And are you glowing? Are your eyes bright? Is your hair shiny? I mean, the whole body thing, getting your body in balance. But to me, that's why I like to think of myself as a holistic practitioner, because I realize that it is all mind, body, spirit. It all goes together. And there's a lot we can do to affect it, regardless of our genetics, which I had to overcome, regardless of our socioeconomic status, getting fresh air, sunshine, clean water, not eating fast food. These are all choices that has nothing to do with your monetary influence. Getting to bed on time, putting away the damn technology, all that stuff will resource you to be able to think right, to be able to have energy, to want to exercise, to want to move your body. So, sorry, I'm going off a tangent again, but as you say, I'm very passionate about it. But to specifically answer your question, every morning I do a very brief practice. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. If I made it into a big deal, I'd be like, I don't have time. But I do a very brief practice of Tai Chi. And it's very, very simple. It's just basically like a gong. It's a moving energy, because I don't have the bandwidth to sit and meditate. And there's a whole nother discussion we can have about that maybe another day, that meditation is truly a masculine technique. It's a masculine practice, because it's still. It's still. Okay. The feminine flows. I'm a dancer. I teach dance fitness classes online. I've taught dance for decades. I also, I teach other fitness classes too. I did the whole personal training and all that stuff too. But dance and flow and music, that's all the feminine. And so my meditation, if you will, is more of a moving meditation. It's very slow, but the most important part of it is the intention behind it. It's my intention to be still, to be quiet, to be in nature, to have that commitment of time with my soul, that I connect to myself. I thank Divine Spirit for everything in my life, and I try to open myself up to the day ahead of me, to the lessons ahead of me, to the wisdom that I ask to guide me, to any messages my soul wants to share with me. I just take those few moments to connect, to give that to myself, and then the world has me the rest of the day, and I'd say, Eric, probably 9 times out of 10, I get some kind of quick download. It might be something as simple as the one I had this morning. I had a podcast on the other day and posted her show yesterday, and it popped in my head, post that book and put it here. Sometimes it's like real specific things. Sometimes it's more esoteric things. Sometimes it's more inspirational things that I'll open my eyes and I'll see the clouds like formed in a certain way, and I'll get an inspiration, something I want to paint, but it's just that time, our love is an action, just like spending time with our partners, our children, our parents, our animals. Love is where your feet are, right? Our priorities are where our feet are. And loving ourselves requires time with ourselves. Even if it's just a few minutes like mine, it doesn't have to be a big deal. But to me, that has been a life changer, and it grounds me every day in who I am, who I want to be, and just putting in just a little bit of time for that part of me in this material flesh and bone world. It keeps that connection. So everyone has to find their thing. You mentioned meditation. Maybe that's your thing. Everyone has to find their thing.